Hello and welcome to Arty Side of Space. I am your host, Space, and today I thought we could do an art challenge. I think I might do a few of these. So first off, we're going to start with a box. And inside the box we have things with stuff on it. So 21 crystals. And the basic idea of this is so that if you have an art block, you can pick these before you start drawing. So the subject would be frogs, so you draw like a frog person, or in the middle of your drawing, which if you do pick in the middle of your drawing, you would add frogs to the picture, if that makes any sense. And all you need is literally a box, paper, pen, just write it on there. Come on, hurry up. And it's just a really simple way if you have an art block and you don't know what to do and you're like, what subject do I do? Oh, right, I'll just pick it from my box. I think I have 36 subjects, so maybe it'll be like 36 episodes. I was guessing with the number, might be like 35, not sure. But you just write it down, and what have I written there? Clams. Oh, yeah. I can't even remember my vision for this. I really wanted to do it, and then I don't know, like clam lady, you know? She's like holding the clams and then she dances with the clams, and then she's wearing like a clam dress and she's in a pub. I don't know. Anyways, so, you know, get creative with it and you can easily do it. Fold it, put it in the box, shut the box, close the box, and then shake it up, pick the subject out, and there you go. Simple ideas for you to do. And snowflakes. Okay. Now let us move on. Okay. Sorry, I don't remember when I stopped. Yay! Okay. Now we are going to my sketchbook. This is my messy sketch. So I did a sketch beforehand to get some sort of idea for this character I wanted. And I made up all the outfit and her design and stuff like that. You'll see me faffing around with colours later. It's interesting to watch. So first off, start with the head. It's always a good thing. And do the body proportions and the leg proportions and, you know, all the necessary requirements as a human being. And just enjoy doing your body proportions. I think I struggled with the torso. It needs to be longer. Her legs are too long, but her torso is too short, if that makes sense. I've only just noticed it, but she wears like a skirt, so it's not gonna matter anyways, which is handy. And we're just gonna try and do her hands. Oh my god. It pains me to watch this. I think in the end I just left her hands, but it was okay. Yeah. Hands are a tricky one to do. Not the best person to draw hands. But anyways, I did her holding her arms together because I thought maybe she's like grumpy in the forest or something, and she's a moody person. That was my original idea, and she's kind of like this strange creature that just searches around and protects the forest type of thing, and any small creatures that's harmed, like the birds, she will attack you. Her hair was interesting. I'm not sure about the hair. Still not sure about the hair. I don't know if I should have joined the fringe. It might have looked a bit better. But I wanted to show her eyes. Oh, yeah, her eyes. They were so small to do, so there you go. I skipped the part where I did them loads of tests of eyes. I hate eyes. They're so hard to do. I can do anime eyes. I do that one alright, but if it's on a face, then I just can't do it for some reason. think her hair's alright. Once the ink her up, it'll look alright. I also wanted her to wear beads. I'm not sure why the beads were such a important role. The skirt design needed a bit more flair in it, so what I decided to do for that was to add like 2 strips. I'll do that later. But her shoes are interesting. They're just like these diamond shaped buckles on top, and then everywhere was fluffy. So her top of her shirt was fluffy with beads, and then her skirt was also fluffy at the bottom. Ta-da! There you go. And here comes the flare. I think this was a fun drawing to do. I don't normally do like a sketch beforehand. I normally just go for it, but I think because I did do a sketch beforehand, it actually helped me to figure out her body proportions, and the legs I didn't have like fiddle too much. So definitely a good idea to keep like a book with your sketchbook and ideas, and then a book with your proper art ideas. I think that was a really good move. And now here comes our subject. So our subject, I'm gonna shake the box. Ooh, it matches my nails. I don't have a nail, but still. Okay, and then I'm gonna pick one. I close my eyes while doing this. Yeah. Swirl around your finger. You don't have to mix it that much. Then birds. 26. Oh, and also, if you pick out an idea, you have to glue it onto the book or the page that you have done that subject on. You don't have to. I don't think I did for this drawing because the whole entire background was coloured, so I didn't bother with this particular drawing, because if there's just like this small 26 birds, it's not very it probably wouldn't go with the picture. And then here is my wings idea. I like the wings a lot more than the like cloak type of thing. I thought the wings were really nice, and I really like the idea of that. I do like the cloak idea, but I think the wings are better, so I'm glad I went for that one. And we will be starting on the inking soon. Here we go with the smaller inking. This is what I call the ugly stage. The ugly stage is a horrific stage to be a part of any drawing, and it's terrible. Basically, the ugly stage is like, oh yeah, we're gonna make this as thin as possible so that we can add details. And I must admit, I almost gave up on this drawing because of this bit. When you rub out all the sketch and then you just have like this wobbly lined figure. And the best way to fix this is actually using a thicker ink. Using a thicker pen is a really good idea. See? When I rub it all out, it will look terrible, and then I think I have actually, haven't I? Anyways, and then here we go, the ugly stage, and that's the ugly stage. It looks so bad. Don't mind the numbers in the corner. And the best way to solve the ugly stage is using a thicker pen design. This makes it look almost like a 3D person, you know? not 3D. She just looks better. Doing the outline in thicker and mainly her clothes. Ooh, not sure what happened there. It is a good idea just to make sure, just be careful when you're going for it. Don't rush through it, just, you know, gently do it. And you can also add, like you would on shadowing something, you can add lines. And it's a really, well, I quite like doing it because number one, it's really fun. And number two, it will look quite cool, but don't go crazy on it and just take your time with it. Adding all her scales. She's like I don't know what she is. She's like a dragon. I'm gonna call her a dragon. I like her ears though. Here's the lines now. I do like doing all the lines. I think that was a really nice touch. I do like the shadowy effect, and then you go over it again, but the opposite direction to make it darker. Learned that off my dad. There you go. Like on the skirt, it just pops it out a bit more because of the different lines. I like that. And now we're gonna move on to the birds. I know the birds are like, they're just like, woo. They're not the best birds, are they? I think I was running ideas, so running a miles per hour here. And here we go with the inking. The inking was hard to do because I just went back and forth with these colors and it was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. Like the hair, I didn't know if I wanted to use blue and purple. I knew I wanted to use like a bluish type of color, but I didn't know what. And I wanted to make her dress green, but I couldn't because the background was gonna be green. And I also debated if I should even do the background at this point because it took me so long to do everything else. Her wings and her scales are blue, and then I picked the color purple to add that little pop of color. Her shoes get like an iron type of texture, which I actually kind of like. It's like a silvery metallic type of metal. It's fancy. Here we go with the green. I don't think I picked green at the end. I can't even remember. I've looked at this picture a million times. Oh no. Oh, I did pick green. The green does look good. It just mixes with the background. So I wish I choose like I have like a pale purple. That would have looked a bit better. Instead of, yeah. I'm glad I did change it to the pale green to the darker green, because she does pop off a little bit better. It's just her body looks, it almost kind of blends into the background a bit. Her wings help though, because they're blue, so that's not too bad, I would say. Now, my character designs are very interesting. I have quite a few different styles. Like this one you're seeing now is my usual kind of OC style, if you want. Original character, if people don't know what OC means. Because I never knew what it meant until I searched it up. That was handy. And then I have a gouache style, because I love to use the color, the watercolor type of gouache. And that's a little bit different. It's kind of a bit more, well, it's more painted basically, isn't it? but I like both styles. Just the pens will give you a nice finished look, and then gouache will kind of, you can feel the thickness of it, which is an interesting one. So I probably will be doing gouache paintings on YouTube. I don't think I'll ever move on from gouache. I'm not the best at it, but I do like it. I also use it for practicing hands. I just use it as a colour for background. Yeah, I do like gouache, so I use both of them basically. Here we go with the background. I'm happy with this background and the tree with the branches. I'm normally a bit too scared to do branches because I'm not like the best person for drawing detailed things. But I do like the trees in this one. I need to figure out, like, I always draw the trees like they're miles and miles away. I want to maybe somehow make some blue lights or something next time, like shining through the trees. Then maybe it would be like, oh right, it's sunny. Not just a very it's just very green. But that's trees for you. They normally are green. If they're not, I'm worried. Imagine having purple trees, like bluish purple trees. Oh, that'd be so cool. And then like the stumps are like grey or something, like grey with black stripes going through them. I don't know. That would be so cool. Debating if I should make a tree, which I made a blue tree before. What's that? Oh yeah, it's blue. Nope. I'm just flipping through my sketchbook here. Get distracted. Right. So here I'm adding all the shadows. I add the shadows with the blue, and then anything that's not blue is light. It kind of helps. So where she's standing, I've made like some blue lines. That's trees that are in front of her or whatever. And then you go on with the darker browns to make that tree, I guess. This is also an ugly stage where you're just like, oh my word. Please look okay. It looks fine. I like the finished product. I even added like a thicker black outline on her later. It just helps her pop off the page a bit more. So now I'm just adding all the lines for the trees. This makes it just a bit more. I think that was probably a bit more difficult for the background of the trees because they're just further away, so they're more a pain to do. And we're going to move on to the greens. I have 3 different color greens. One stupidly light green, one like leaf green, and then one darker green for the shadows. I use the darker greens on the blues so that's what I mean by the blues. They just help me figure out where all the lighting is, and then you just keep going over them, over them, over them. These are alcohol markers. They're Winsor & Newton. They're very good. I really like them because they're not too like pricey, and you can buy, you know, you'd have to buy the same pen if it runs out, but we haven't. I think we bought like, we needed like 2 new pens, which was a blue, which I used a buttload, and I think it was another, it was like a purple, because I draw space so much. So I mean, she's got purple skin. I'm gonna use purple a lot. So yeah, I do like this where I've put my copyright, my sign, signature, I guess. I put like the trees like around it, you know, like covering it almost. I kind of like that look. I thought that was really cool. And we're almost done. We're just adding a few more drops of color. I do like circular motion, you know, like you would have normal leaves. So I have got better with my trees actually. Come to think of it, I did a recent drawing and they look a bit better. So that was in gouache, but they look a bit better. And we're almost done. Just gonna add a few more bits and bobs, adding more color to her hair, to her wings, making it a bit more vivid and darker. The skin color's dry, so I can add more shadow. And then we're just gonna add my name and the date, which is appalling. There you go. There's the finished product. I hope you liked watching this video, and I'll see you in the galaxy somewhere. Bye!